How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Throughout this project, my skills developed drastically due to a variety of factors, such as assistance from those around me and educational websites. To create my magazine, I used the program Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. Initially, my skills on this program weren't developed and were simple basics. However, with the help of my teacher and a website called Creative Live, where I watched online tutorials on the skills necessary to create a magazine, I was able to improve at a rapid pace and further develop a wider range of skills. For example, I learned how to use the sponge tool to effectively remove discoloration from my model's teeth. Another skill I developed in regards to Photoshop is the spot healing tool. I found this tool to be extremely useful to remove spots and blemishes off my model's skin. Another production skill that developed throughout this project was my knowledge and skills with the camera. I researched a variety of camera angles and typical shots used on front covers within my chosen genre. In addition to this, I also learned how to adjust the camera settings to accommodate for the darker lighting I used when taking the photos. For example, adjusting the camera's aperture and ISO. Some techniques I learned throughout this project include Rule of 3, a leading image, and a direct mode of address. This was my first year of doing media, and because of it, I had little to no knowledge on the contents of the subject. However, with the help of the resources I previously mentioned, I developed and learned to apply techniques such as these. My directing and communication skills also improved throughout this project. I learned to be more stern with my model and provide clear instructions on how to pose. In addition to this, my creativity in regards to poses and props improved throughout the project. For example, the addition of paint strokes within my magazine and the black tears on the model's face. I was also able to use LED lights to create low-key lighting and ideally positioned shadows, which I believe suits the house style of my magazine. To plan the article, I used a website Google Docs. I wasn't very familiar at writing an article, so this initially proved to be a challenge. However, after some research into examples of articles within my chosen magazine genre, such as Kerrang and Metal Hammer, the task became simpler and more straightforward. In addition to this, I also learned about ideal layouts of the article page and how to draw the reader's attention towards the model, yet not be distracted from the article's text. My knowledge of rock and metal music magazines improved tremendously throughout the project. For example, I learned what codes and conventions to follow in making my magazine to make it more appealing to my target audience. These include things such as dark costumes and lighting. To gain the necessary knowledge to successfully create a magazine which follows the codes and conventions of the rock and metal music genre, I had to do quite a lot of research. Because of this, I am happy to say my researching skills and note-taking increased drastically and significantly aided the production of my magazine.